Zeker's at camp, and we miss him. It's his first time ever going to camp, and so we were doing like care package and letters before I came to record today. And my mother-in-law's in town. You know, had a good time. She cut my wife and daughter's hair, and then they watched movies. They watch a lot of movies. She's into movies. And because like anytime I go in the house, she's watching a movie.
Okay.
So that's kind of her thing. But as we're writing these letters to Zeke at camp, it's just like, hey man, hope you're having a great time at camp. Love you, dude. Stuff like that. And she's like, started talking about cursive. And she's like, in Georgia, they're about to start making everybody learn cursive again. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. And she's like, I was like, yeah, but like, why do people even learn cursive? Like, just to like sign your name, sure. But like, as an adult, like, I'm not out here using cursive. Right. And then she said, well, people have been doing it for thousands of years. And to me, when I heard that, I was like, thousands of years. So I kind of looked it up discreetly, and it was like, well, the English language has only been around 1,600 years. So that's not thousands. Right. And then Isaac looked it up, but he's not as subtle as me. And he's like, Grandma, they only been doing cursive for 200 years.
I was about to say, are we talking about the Egyptians writing cursive on the, on the pyramids, or where she?
Egyptians wrote cursive on the pyramids.
That's what I'm saying. Was that her like her, where she was referring?
I think that's called hieroglyphic.
Exactly. First of all, I didn't even know they quit teaching cursive.
Yeah, they stopped.
Shows you how in tuned I am with our public education system. I don't know.
Just like Brian said last week, you're like him. You're a late bloomer. So by the time that you have kids, they'll be doing cursive again.
Probably true. Let's just cut to the intro.
Let's cut to the.
I'd like to introduce myself. I don't believe that we have ever met. I think that we could hit it off so well. Let me paint a picture, you and me together. I'd like to introduce.
Hey guys, this is Mark.
And this is Austin.
And welcome back to Life with Rojo. Man, so how's it going?
It's going good. So you said Zeke's at camp for the first time.
Dude, Zeke is at camp, man, and I miss him so much. Yeah. Like, he's such a fun dude, but like, one thing that I love is like all the kids, the kids in the house were doing like care package for him and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I know that like he's Brandon Angel's favorite, so they'll be doing something special for him too.
Like he's everybody's favorite, right, in the household.
I mean, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, one thing I love that I never like thought about, and I guess this is my milky human kindness, is like I absolutely love how my kids all love each other. Now they'll aggravate each other just like any other kids,
right? But
the thing is, like, when it comes down to it, like, they got each other's backs, they love each other, and they're always looking out for each other. Nice. And it's pretty awesome.
Now is he going to like church camp, or is it more of a like sports camp?
It's like a church camp, but I don't think it's affiliated with the church.
Gotcha, yeah.
So it's not affiliated with church or denomination or anything. It's called Ponderosa, which I think was from like,
is that Texas or something?
No, it's up on Lookout Mountain. But I think that's from like Bonanza or something.
Right. That's
or Gunsmoke.
Right. Wasn't Ponderosa, didn't it take place in Texas?
I think like so. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that's where the camp is. So I took him there, and he was so pumped. Okay. But he's a bit of a sleepwalker. And the night before camp, I think he got a walking and maybe stumbled a little and fell down. But when he landed, his face got caught by a Lego. So he's got a Lego like right here in his face.
That's some of the worst pain too. Have you ever stepped on a Lego?
Yeah, man.
That's some bad pain.
Dude,
I can only imagine.
When I was pastoring, it was me and the children's pastor. And what we did is we had like Legos and mouse traps for this like event for the kids, you know,
horrible.
and we were blindfolded and we had to walk across the stage with all those on the ground, and you're just getting popped and stepping on like you hoped for mouse traps.
I was about to ask
because the Legos hurt so bad.
They hurt more than the mousetrap. So I've never had a mousetrap on my toe, but I would imagine
the mouse traps are bad if it gets like right above the nail, you know, like that part. Just, ooh, I don't want to relive that.
Lego to the face.
Yeah, but I mean that Joker caught him. I felt so bad for him because he had a little Lego right here.
Well, he's a little kid anyway, so I imagine like if it's bruised, like half his face is probably
right.
Looks like
yeah. There's some natural that happens there with being his age and as active as he is.
Now, what type of stuff when you send care packages? Like, what are you sending him?
I mean, so he's the kind of kid that doesn't want to get like center of attention or get picked on or anything or get called out. So one of the rules of the camp is if you get 3 letters in a day, you have to like sing in front of everybody or something, like some silly song. So he's not that kid. Like that would ruin his experience. So we're just kind of getting him a letter a day, but then a bunch of snacks in the care package.
Okay.
So which I got him snacks before, and he was pretty pumped about that. So
how long is his camp? I know some camps are like the whole like 6 weeks or like a full month. But like I grew up when I went to camp, it was only like a week long.
Yeah,
that was all I wanted to do.
I think that's like trial adoption. Like they're just like, oh, let's see what it's like without Timmy.
To a camp for 4 weeks. Right. It's kind of like okay.
Why did my camp counselor make me call them mom and dad?
He made me call them mommy.
No, it's just a week.
Okay.
So Sunday to Friday.
Okay.
But man, like I hadn't, you know, he'd been over at a friend's house before, but I hadn't been without him for like this long, and I'm missing the dude.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
Man, he's so much fun. Like, because him and I are into a lot of the same things. Like we like a lot of animal like documentaries.
Yeah.
So in the mornings, like we'll get up, we'll read some Bible, and then we'll watch like an animal documentary or something. So I'm missing that. I'm having to watch the animal documentaries by myself.
Hey, the mother-in-law, she's still in town. I'm sure she might want a break from some of the
She may.
movies. Maybe I shouldn't have threw that out there.
Well, I mean, no, I mean she's doing good. She's been having fun. She went to the pool and she's been staying active and having fun with everybody. She actually got her some workout bands the other day. She's wanting to start working out, so I gotta write her up a little program for it.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, the visit's going well. She's gonna, you know, this is coming out, you know, right after 4th of July, but she's gonna do the fireworks and all that with us. And it brings me to a question.
Gotcha.
Dude, where do you stand on fireworks?
Guess I've never thought about it. I mean, I'm pro fireworks. I like some fireworks. You know, the loud noises don't really bother me.
You like those mortar ones that kind of make your chest shake and stuff?
Like I don't want no like wimpy firework. Like I want to feel the ash falling from the sky.
Okay.
You know, like I want like a powerful like boom.
Yeah. Do you do them yourself or do you go to shows?
No, I go to a show.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't trust myself with a firework. One time we had fireworks as a kid. Like I guess, you know, we bought them as kids for 4th of July, and I shot one accidentally into the car, and it was just a fiasco.
Right.
We were slightly concerned that something was going to happen for about 5 seconds, and nothing happened.
Well, that's good.
That was a slow 5 seconds. Right. I'm like, dear, for the love of God, don't blow up Mom's expedition, please, God. If you can hear me.
Right. Well, when we first moved to our house that we're at, I shot one in like one of the bottle rockets, and it was like, yeah, you don't have to put in anything or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I just kind of set it up, and it fell over, shot right at my neighbor's house. It was like 90.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
But I know some people, you know, don't like loud noises and things like that. But are there other reasons why people wouldn't like fireworks?
Well, you know,
you'll know.
So, like when I came back from Iraq and everything, you know, dealing with PTSD, so the noises can be hard.
I get that.
So there's some people like that, and then I think some of the ones like the mortars where people can actually feel it. You know, like some people might not like that or certain sounds or whatever.
Yeah.
But we don't go to the shows too often. Like we do our own show. So like, the kids get a budget and they buy all their own, and then Brandon and Angel, they come over and they buy their own, and
And y'all just shoot them all at the same time, just
yeah,
going at it.
right. It's a
That's a
pretty
lot.
good show.
So you live in the country.
Right.
You can do
Right.
that. Your nearest neighbor's probably, I don't know, a mile away.
Do
Maybe
you
closer.
think your neighbors would survive it?
No, because my neighbors are in their 80s, and they're great. Don't get me wrong. Miss Joy, I've talked about her. She had her double knee surgery. She's running around the neighborhood, but she's also 85.
Do you think Miss Joy, like if you let off fireworks and Miss Joy didn't realize it was the 4th, do you think she would be like, well, the neighborhood's going downhill?
She would come to my door first because she would know it was probably me.
Right.
And just look at me with the face of disappointment that would make your heart break.
The disapproval would.
Yeah. And she always tells me, she's like, I pray for you every day. And I'm like, well, I need it, Miss Joy, and you need to practice. So I can only imagine her. She'd be like, what are you doing?
She needs to add something to the end of that. Like, I pray for you every day, even though it's not working.
And that's why I continue. But yeah, I don't think she would care for it. Right. Now, maybe little sparklers, right? Is that what they're called? Like the little sticks with like the little.
Yeah,
stuff,
sparklers.
Something like that. But like
you're not shooting a Roman candle at her or nothing,
no,
right?
I can't do that. I don't want to shoot her Nissan by accident. Blow it up. Plus, our houses and you've been in my neighborhood. Right. Some are attached, some are like right. You can't really shoot fireworks.
Yeah, you could do that little thing in the middle.
You could, mate. You could probably do that.
Probably do a little something there.
Block it off, a little neighborhood party.
Right.
Let's see, but
no, yeah. So we have a good time with it. There's a store here in town, okay, and they're only open right before the 4th of July, right? So you got 2-3 weeks, maybe a month that they're open, but they make enough money in that time period to sustain them for keeping that building year round.
That was my next question. How do fireworks stores stay in business? Like, are they really making that much money?
They have to be. Because I talked to the people.
2 weekends out of the year, maybe. Yeah. Give it that.
I talked to the people that run it. And they were like, I was like, hey, so, during the off season, like, could I sublease from you? And they're like, oh, no, we don't need that. Like, we make enough during fireworks season that we're all taking, and they only work 1 month a year.
So they're not open.
No, they're not open, period. And then that 1 month sustains their family and pays the rent of that building.
Taking notes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're looking for a new career and you're trying to find something yeah, I mean, you might not have all your fingers or anything, but firework.
Because I feel so in North Carolina, you don't have fireworks stores. You can only buy them like certain times of the year, and
like at the Winn-Dixie
in the Walmart when the big it looks like a tent revival, but it's like a fireworks stand, But like in Tennessee, there's fireworks stores. There's one in the town I live in, and it's a big fireworks store, and they're open year round to my knowledge.
Right.
So I'm thinking, how are they making enough money? It's not like a little shack. Looks like a Big Lots, but for fireworks.
Right.
And they're open all year round. Like, who are buying fireworks? I mean, I guess if you're buying them for weddings, New Year's, maybe there's other holidays that I don't know people might use fireworks for, but
okay,
I don't know.
Real question.
Yeah.
The term like backwards, like somebody's backwards.
Right.
That like just a rough description. Go ahead and give me what that is.
Someone's backwards?
Yeah, like, oh, that guy, he's backwards.
Off-kiltered.
Okay. So, do you think we are more off-kiltered as a society now, or we were more when we were growing up?
Ooh.
And I'm not talking about necessarily doing any bad things. I'm just talking like, I'm thinking backward more like country, living a little different, stuff like that.
I thought it's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because here's what I'm thinking, all right?
Tell me.
So, my dad is not a very, handy guy necessarily anymore with fixing things and everything.
Yeah.
But growing up, he would change brakes and do stuff like that. And I think most people did that, and then now most people just find it easier to go to a mechanic, right?
True.
And so there were a lot of things like that people were doing on their own. When I think about how laws work, I feel like our laws are in reverse, because I feel like fireworks would have been legal when we were growing up, and they'd be more illegal now. Where they were illegal growing up, and now they're legalizing them.
That is
Because
true.
Georgia, Tennessee, and everybody now has stores.
Right.
When it used to only be Alabama.
And Alabama still has stores.
Right.
Which, honestly, that fits.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, well, it's Alabama.
I bet you there's some nice firework Alabama weddings.
Oh.
Could you imagine the firework displays they have at those?
I've been to some Alabama weddings.
Did they have fireworks?
They didn't have fireworks, but they had fireball. They were passing out during the wedding ceremony.
Right.
Not the reception.
Mm-hmm.
The ceremony. The groomsmen had fanny packs. Passing out little fireballs and like Miller Lights.
Wow.
To the congregation, to the people at the wedding. And it's on the side of a mountain. I shouldn't say too much because people listen. So you're thinking this could go two ways. People get really happy,
right,
and they're going to fall off the side of this mountain because it's literally on the side of a mountain. Or we're going to make it, and everyone will wait to open the drinks till afterwards.
So in weddings like that, instead of the bride or the bride throwing the flowers, it's just whoever stays on the mountain.
It was
like King of the Hill.
I don't think there was a flower girl. They were passing out Fireball and Miller Lite, and I don't drink, so I was like, no, thank you. But everyone was taking.
I mean,
wow.
But you know what? I've been to some weddings that were pretty long.
Oh, I have
and
too.
Those ones, like, I kind of get it. Like, not advocating it, but like, I kind of get maybe people need a little something to get them through.
It was a short wedding. I remember that. It was a little bit shorter. I think it was the bride and groom, like their second like marriage,
Yeah.
It's like that. So I guess they didn't want it to be as conventional. But when I saw them
that did not seem conventional.
I mean, walking down with fanny packs. So they had Fireball, but not fireworks. But fireworks would have fit.
I feel like that's what I bet you 30% of Alabama weddings have fireworks.
And the other 30 have Fireball.
Right. Some have both.
They're the ceremony. That's the thing. But sometimes, talking about weddings real quick.
Mm-hmm.
What's your opinion? Do you think a ceremony should be, you've probably done some weddings as a man of the cloth, as they would say, right? Whatever that means.
Right. Man of the cloth.
Like, I've been to weddings that are like, I feel 15 minutes. I've been to weddings that are like 30-ish minutes. I've been to weddings that are like an hour.
Here's the deal. The more spiritual people want to be about it, the longer it is.
That is 100%.
And the thing is, like, I know wonderful believers, that love Jesus.
Right.
They're still okay with a short wedding.
Amen.
Okay. But there's some that, just want really long ones. And hey, more power to them. But, the wedding is for pictures and the party.
Yes.
Like,
I'm with you.
And I feel bad for the bride and groom, honestly, at every wedding.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you get some nice pictures, but like, the party's not even really for them. It's for everybody else.
Right.
So, that's a thing that I feel bad for them about, because it's like, you don't even really get to enjoy the party.
Yeah. Some weddings I've been to, now I won't name any names, but I feel like some people get a little too overzealous with the different covenants, I guess you could say, that you can do. Like, there's like a salt covenant, like ceremony. There's like a
sock?
Salt.
Oh.
Salt, like where people like different salts and stuff, or like sand.
True love is when you give the spouse your sock.
They'd probably
wear
something. But you know what I'm saying? Like, have you seen like all the different, like there's some weddings they do like a rope tying knot part of the ceremony, the candles.
Oh, I've seen
sand,
foot washings. I've seen some stuff, man.
I've seen some, and it makes it long. And I'm like, let's just wrap it up.
And I heard that you couldn't throw out the rice anymore because what is it? The birds eat it.
The birds eat it. And that's why they do bubbles now.
Yeah.
Or the little
sparklers.
Sparklers. See,
fireworks.
What they're keeping fireworks.
Yeah.
You can't throw rice. Man, we probably killed a lot of birds then, because I remember growing up, it was always rice. People were throwing rice.
Have you ever seen any of the videos? Like, I've seen videos before where they have doves and they release them and then like one dies like instantly. Like,
No.
and I'm not laughing about dove death, but like, can you just imagine?
It has got to be a sign.
That was a special thing
Something's not
that you were
working.
wanting to do for your wedding, and then it's like
Then it's like, well, let's go back and do another like sand covenant or something, because something's not quite.
they go back
working.
and just try it again. Hey,
Or-
option B,
Pass out the fireball.
right?
Whichever might work.
But did you? So growing up,
Yeah.
like, did you watch a little bit of baseball, right?
Yeah, a little bit. We weren't big baseball fans, but yeah.
Did you ever see that one time when Randy Johnson was pitching
I don't know.
and there's a bird coming across home plate and he pitched the same exact time? This dude like threw like high 90s or maybe even 100
No.
and nails the bird. And the bird like lands on its feet and it's like, gunk.
No.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that happening?
I think it's one in however many. Like, I don't think anybody else has done that.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a way to
But
go.
could you imagine being that? I mean, that's got to be the most famous bird after Big Bird.
I mean, yeah.
Angry Birds.
Angry. That's
Maybe
where
that's
Angry
where-
Birds came from.
That was the origination. No, but yeah, man, weddings are they're cool, man. There's something.
They're a lot.
I think they're special. Like the ceremony part, like I just want to hear them say I do.
And let's get some cake.
like,
Wedding cake's
hey,
like
this
the
is
best.
you, this is you, I do.
We might light a candle. We might say a prayer.
Right.
Let's get to the fellowship hall or wherever, the barn.
Oh, yeah.
People like barns
So-
in the South
so-
for a reception. I don't understand that, but people love having a reception in like an old shed with like
Yeah.
lights on it.
That is true. Like somebody got married at our barn once. and
Exactly.
It's like,
And I'm sure there were lights
hey,
hung up.
let's get really clean and go somewhere dirty.
And then throw hay out with mason jars.
Right. Well, talking about getting dirty when you're getting married, Angel.
This is not the podcast, but we're going to go there real quick.
No, Angel, when she was getting married, Pastor Matt got a bowl of like mud made up for Brandon to throw in her face or put in her face or something. And
Why?
and she thought it was one of like Pastor Matt's just like things he does
So,
at weddings.
What type of covenant is this? I've never seen this one.
And he made it real spiritual, but he was just messing with
Oh. So did he actually, Brandon, put the mud on your face?
No.
Oh, I was like, that's intense.
Yeah.
You
but-
should have stuck with the fireball. I don't know if we're going to At least it's been more fun. No.
That's true.
But no, 4th of July, you got your fireworks, going back to that. and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So we got them all, and like I said, this is coming out right after the 4th. But dude, we're getting ready to put those out and light them up. The kids can have a good time with that, and hopefully no injuries. We've been injury free thus far, but had some close calls.
Keep Sammy put away, the pet turkey.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
should be good.
So we were gone, right? And Sammy, he likes to follow you. But nobody warned Angel about that when she was taking
I
care
think
of
I
our
heard about
animals.
this, right?
And she was going out to take care of the chickens. And Sammy, he'll make a beeline towards you, but he'll never hurt you.
So he's
super
free
sweet.
roaming. He just stays in the yard. You don't worry about him going out.
I mean, it's fenced in, but
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. We
I
have
gotcha.
like an acre fenced in
So
for
she's
him
within
and
the
the
acre. I
dog.
got you.
And but Sammy ends up coming after her.
That's serious.
She breaks out into a sprint, like trying to get away from that thing. And I wish I had cameras around the house because that would have been fun to
How
watch.
fast are turkeys?
I mean, they can move a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
As I see the look on the actual
Right.
screen, faster than you were expecting.
Right. Honestly, when I first got to know Sammy, because we got him from somebody, I was a little scared of him too, because
He looks a little mean.
I mean,
the blue neck.
yeah, the little feet, man,
Little feet freak man.
they're like dinosaurs.
Yeah, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. What do you feed a pet turkey? Like pellets? Corn? Like, what do you...
I like some corn and it has feed like in pellets.
Okay, I was just curious.
So
Next time, just carry some in your pocket in case he starts throwing
Yeah.
some food out of it.
Did that with a squirrel once at this like it's kind of like a look. It's not like a big zoo, but it's
Right.
like a nature preserve type zoo thing, and had some peanuts, and the squirrel jumped up on my thigh, and I squealed. Like I squealed loud.
Yeah.
But then it told all the other squirrels.
Stop.
Yeah, and they all started following me, and I hated the place. I never want to go back.
The squirrel literally jumped onto your leg.
On my thigh.
That is scary.
Yeah.
Because all a squirrel is a rat with like a furry tail,
Right.
in my opinion. Like if you
don't
don't look at the tail, it looks just like
Yeah.
like a rodent.
Right.
Like, ugh.
Its tail looks like one of those scrub things for like drinks. You know, the brushes that you stick into a
Yes,
drink?
it does. But they're not. I don't know.
And I don't remember if I had shorts on or pants.
Yeah, some pants.
But that thing, it got thigh meat if it was on my.
I feel like a
if it was straight
squirrel
on thigh.
could take out some chunk of meat.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they got little thick feet.
I think,
Like a
but
turkey.
you know what?
Yeah.
A squirrel is not cute to me.
No,
But
that's
a
what I'm saying.
chipmunk is.
It's the cheeks. It's the cheeks.
All you need is a little chub in the cheek and you become cute, huh?
Some may say. Some may say. On that note, have a good night, folks.
So my brother Paul, he's coming up, and
yeah, y'all doing anything fun or?
well, he's gonna do a day in Asheville, I think, and gonna go to the King Tut Museum or King Tut thing
exhibit
at
the
Biltmore.
Yes, it's been there for a while.
Yeah. But he hadn't been there, so it's new to him.
Well, is this his first time to the Biltmore?
I believe so.
Nice.
And then, yeah, like he wants to drive all the way up there to go to a big house. I mean, I know it's nice or whatever, but it's a big house.
It's a big. I mean, there's some cool stuff in the house. If you like history, like there's some cool stuff. But there's a lot to do besides the house. I mean, they have.
I heard the gardens are pretty.
Gardens are nice. There's like, I think there's horseback riding. Maybe not horseback. You can go like off-roading. If you like, is he like an outdoorsy person?
No.
Okay, he's not good. There's like that.
He doesn't like to sweat.
There's a lot of food. If he likes to eat,
he's an eater
or drink.
Right. Yeah.
And then there's the King Tut exhibit, which they have different exhibits.
Which he told me he wanted to go see the King Tut exhibit. I was like,
yeah.
I think you've only ever read one book since I've known you, and he's been my brother my whole life. And he's wanting to learn. It's like, all right.
It's a late bloomer. Sounds like you're surrounded by late bloomers.
Well, this is the thing. All right. So my brother's going to the King Tut exhibit.
Right.
Yet on his like display piece by his TV in his house, he has half a 2x4 signed by Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the wrestler.
Okay.
And that's like one of his like centerpieces of his decor in his home.
His wife lets him.
That's what we've all said. We were pretty amazed, but yeah, she allowed it to be there.
Compromise.
Yeah.
You know. It's all about compromise.
So they see King Tut and they get Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Now, are they going, if they're going that way, they're going to Pigeon Forge or anything?
Well, I think they're doing a day in Charleston, and then they're doing the Asheville.
Okay.
And then we're going to meet them in the Forge.
They're making like the circuit. That's what I call the circuit, because that's how we go to Charleston a lot. My family.
Oh, okay.
We live in Asheville, but then we'll go to Pigeon Forge, so it's like the trifecta.
Yeah, so, but he hadn't been to Pigeon Forge. I don't think him or his wife have been there in at least 20 years.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
it's going to look a lot different.
Or the same. I mean, that's one thing about Pigeon Forge is like they have new things, but like they have a lot of things you ain't seen in a while.
That is true. That is true. I mean, we've talked about this, but they got the Shawnees.
Got the Shawnees.
They've got...
I think they got a Po Folks.
Yeah.
Which you didn't even know that.
Never heard of.
That's too old for you even.
What is a Po Folks?
I remember as a kid, I liked Po Folks. It was, same kind of thing as like a Cracker Barrel kind of menu almost. Okay. Except, I mean, they're not known for pancakes or whatever, but like the rest of the menu.
Yeah.
But then, like meat and three type place, right?
Okay.
But you got to drink out of a mason jar.
That's pretty common, I feel like, for Pigeon Forge.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was the only one, like, in Conyers where I was living.
Where's this at in Pigeon Forge? Do you know? Because I know the strip pretty well. I could probably.
I don't know, but like, why do you know it so well?
Because we used to go all the time growing up as a kid. Like, there's certain like geographical spots I can think of. You say, oh, it's near the Hook Finch restaurant. Like, oh, I know what you're talking about. Or if it's near the Fuddruckers. Like, oh, I know what you're talking about.
I think you need to go back because I don't know if they still have a lot of this stuff.
They have the Hook Finch restaurant.
There's no Huck Finn's anymore?
No, there's no.
No Po Folks.
Forget Pigeon Forge.
Yeah. We're going to Gatlinburg.
When did it close? That's what I want to know. Was it 2012? 1997? 1988. It's been closed for 36 years. 35 years.
I feel like I was just there.
Mark. You've been to Pigeon Forge. I know since then.
Right.
Do you think you ate at Po Folks? It's okay. You can share.
Okay, maybe it wasn't Pigeon Forge, but I saw a Po Folks recently.
1988.
Angel, look up and see what kind of Po Folks we still got.
I don't care where it was
on.
at. It's not probably a parking lot or a Tommy Hilfiger. I don't know.
1980
golf course. A putt.
Now you know where the Po Folks was.
Oh, it was there next to the tree in the holler. It closed 45 years ago.
There's one in Florida.
I think that's the one I saw.
Doesn't your brother live in Florida?
No, but when I went to Florida, I think I saw one.
It's in Callaway, Florida, Lynn Haven, Niceville, and Pensacola, and St. Petersburg.
You said Riceville or Niceville?
Niceville.
That's where they did the
That's-
Superman TV show.
Those are the only ones left.
What was the Superman TV show?
I don't know.
It was like
Smallville?
Smallville. Yeah.
I was like,
Niceville, Smallville.
I was just going to let it roll. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't think that's right.
No,
So he's driving all the way to go to Po Folks, and he lives in Florida, but it's shut down for 35 years. Y'all need a travel plan.
Yeah.
No, someone's.
We might need to call you.
Don't call me. I don't. But
No, they got Johnny Carino's there.
they do have a Johnny.
I do like
Carino's.
Johnny Carino's.
You know what? I've only been there once. It was a long time ago, and I got I think lasagna,
Mm.
and I remember it was so good.
I'm a big fan of the Carino's.
I was like, this is really good.
No, but they got a lot of things that aren't really prevalent other places anymore.
Right, and some places have shut down.
Yeah.
Established.
But
30 years
they
ago.
have like a Hard Rock. Those used to be real big.
They have a Hard Rock, yeah. And I guess there's still some. I mean, you don't really hear people about going to Hard Rock, but they're still around.
Yeah.
Like you got one in Nashville. I'm
Do
pretty
you?
sure in Nashville.
Is there really?
I think so.
I figured like
Well,
Las Vegas had one. I didn't know if anybody else really had
I've
one.
been the only Hard Rock I've ever been to is actually in Guatemala City.
Oh, wow.
Guatemala, they have one.
So if Pigeon Forge was going to bring something back for you, what would you like them to bring back?
The Pizza Hut pizza buffet.
The one in Trenton has that.
Stop.
It's not great. Just gonna be honest.
First of all, I didn't know there was a Pizza Hut here.
Yeah.
Where's the Pizza Hut?
Right in front of Ingles.
I've never noticed.
Yeah.
It. Okay.
I gotta be honest, it's not what you said. And they don't have
Okay.
salad bar anymore.
Then I want the salad bar also at Pizza Hut. That's
Yeah,
what I would bring
yeah.
back. But I'd bring back the buffet when it was good.
The Wendy's Super Bar. I've told you about that before, but when Wendy's had its own like taco bar and salad bar,
Yeah, I don't remember that.
it was probably 88.
It was.
I don't know.
I feel like Trenton might still have one.
No.
But that's what I would bring back. I miss like at least a salad bar. The Pizza Hut
Yeah.
salad bar, I remember as a kid, I thought it was so good.
I miss a clean salad bar. Like I feel like when we were little,
Oh yeah, it was not clean.
either we didn't
It was not clean.
get the food ourselves, or we just our parents were strict on us and we had to make sure it was clean. But I've seen a lot of people at like salad bars like, oh no, I'm good, and put it back.
Oh yeah, it's gross. It's nasty.
Was it like
But it was so good.
the Brazilian steak houses or whatever? They're the
Yeah.
only ones that have good salad bars. I
That's
think.
true.
Like Rodizio and stuff.
Right. Yeah. I've only been to that
Fogo
one
de
once.
Chao.
Yep. I forgot where it was, but I've been to that one.
I've been to one in Atlanta. I don't know
It
if
may have
it's
been
more
Atlanta.
than one.
It may have been Atlanta. But yeah, I'd bring back the salad bar or the pizza buffet. That's the first thing that comes to mind because it was good back in the day as a kid.
I think I would bring back my love, and I still like them a little bit, but my love for imitation bacon bits because, man, I used to love those things.
Pretty sure you can still buy those.
No, I still get them on occasion.
Okay.
You know, since I don't do like bacon, the imitation bacon bits taste nothing like it, and that's my alternative.
It's not even food. What is it?
I have no idea what those are.
That's what you should look up.
They're
I'd
salty. I think it's a type of salt.
It seriously may be.
Yeah. It's like salt and molasses or something.
And red dye.
Yeah.
But now that's banned, so it's going to be
I
a
don't
different
think we're
color.
allowed to have that red dye anymore.
It's going to be like brown. Well, it should be brown.
Yeah.
You think about bacon bits shouldn't be red. They were like bright red, I feel like.
They were really red.
Because the color of the cap was red.
But you know what? That buffet in Cleveland has the imitation bacon bits.
Jenkins.
I
have not been there in a while. Someone told me that I think they may have got rid of their salad bar. I'm not sure.
I think they only do it at night now. Because somebody told me it was gone, and then I went and they still had it at night.
Good. It was a pretty good salad bar.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid talking about the bacon bits. It was whatever brand with the red lid. And
Bacos.
Is that maybe that? I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I would like get those as a snack.
Dude,
and
I love those.
I would pour some in the lid. This is really gross. And then put the lid up and like eat them like from the lid. I don't know why.
If you ever have Bacos at your house, I'm just gonna leave them.
Just leave them. You're not gonna touch them. I haven't bought any in a long time.
Right. I still get some on occasion. Like I kind of still love them, but not what it was like when I had that first Baco, the first imitation bacon bit.
It just changed.
Yeah.
They were good on everything too.
Yeah.
You could put them on a sandwich and they were pretty good.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, give a little crunch on that sandwich.
Yeah.
My kids put chips in their sandwich.
Oh, I used to. Yeah, I mean, I still would.
I mean, you do.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Like a Dorito. I like Doritos.
Right.
On a sandwich. It's pretty good.
Do you want to know what bacon bits are made of?
More than anything.
Textured soy flour.
That sounds right.
Vegetable oil.
Yeah.
Salt. And artificial flavors and colors.
Red dye 40. That's what we were saying.
Aren't those all the things that new health guy's telling us not to eat?
Yes.
Okay.
So there will be no more artificial bacon bits.
Man, I ate a lot of them. Maybe that's why I'm short.
Maybe you should go buy a couple of boxes of it just to have.
Yeah.
On standby.
Like I'll be a prepper with just imitation bacon.
With all bacon bits.
No, but yeah, I mean, Pigeon Forge is a good time. Like, my kids, they like go-karting, so we'll go-kart a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And then I want to go tubing, though, that town right next to it, Townsend.
Yeah.
They apparently have some really nice tubing, so I'm thinking about going tubing.
That's where they have Kate's Cove is. You ever been
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never been there.
It's pretty nice. Like, you can see a lot of, like, you can actually rent bikes or bring your own bikes and bike through it. I've done that before.
That'd be fun.
And you can see a lot of wildlife and horseback riding, if you like stuff like that.
Dude, you and your horseback riding, like.
I used to go as a kid.
Were you like, did you plan people's horseback riding trips?
No, well, maybe unofficially. Whenever we would go as a kids to Pigeon Forge, I'd be like, let's go ride horses. So we'd go ride horses to like Kate's Cove. It was fun.
You know, I mean, it sounds fun, but like I've never heard you talk about horseback riding until today.
Yeah, I haven't done it in a long time. I probably won't do it again, but fun time.
No, but yeah, I mean, I like it out there. I think it's fun. I like the cabins better than the like condos.
Yeah,
but I like a good lazy river. So if there's a lazy river around, I can enjoy a lazy river.
There used to be a hotel at Pigeon Forge. I can't remember what it was called. Park City Inn or Park, I can't remember. But they had an indoor pool, and they also had an indoor lazy river.
Oh.
Like, I mean, obviously, it was not, like, massive, but it was, like, this little winding trail of water, and you could just get into, like, a float and just float that way without, like, worrying about the swimmers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
But you know what? Like, indoor pools Like
disgusting, first of all.
but like at a hotel or whatever, that chlorine smell,
Strong.
like I just can't stand that in like a motel or hotel. They'll call them even hotels, but they're really motels with water on the outside.
Right. They're not good.
Mm-mm.
But I would rather have a lot of, I mean, I'm not big on public pools anyway. I haven't been
Yeah.
in a public pool in a long time, but you got to think about the
Yeah.
stuff going in
Well, I mean,
there.
that's why they got to have all the
You gotta have the
chlorine.
chlorine, but when you walk in, it burns your eyes. You know, there's some
Yeah,
stuff
you
in
know
the
some
water.
stuff.
Some stuff has gone down.
Right.
It's like, it's not good.
Well, I'm kind of like that though. Like I like the beach. Love going to the beach and
Yeah.
everything. But man, I hate the sand after.
Sand is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get sand in places you didn't know sand could go.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about your body. I'm talking like you bring like a backpack or a chair. Like, there's sand for days. Like, especially after you, like, you know, if you're leaving the beach and you rinse off your chairs and you let them dry, there's still sand in them and stuff. Like, you take the stuff out of your car, like, it takes forever to get that sand out.
Yeah. I don't like that. Like, you know, and I don't even like cars, like how they have the carpet. Like I don't like car carpet. Like, I think they should all be WeatherTech.
You know what? That's not a bad
Yeah.
idea. Some type of like,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be that brand, but some
Right,
type
but
of thing
like-
like that.
it would make sense. Like, if you spill
Mm-hmm.
something in the floorboard, it's easier to
Yeah.
clean versus you gotta get a carpet cleaner.
Right.
That's a good point.
Well, I mean, maybe we should start something here. Like, let's get rid of carpet in cars.
Just buy make some Rojo floor mats and so
Yeah.
we can.
Rojo Rubber Company. We make your floor mats and we'll figure out other stuff.
But that's a good.
Oh, dude.
We'll figure out other stuff. Rojo Bako bits.
Right. No, in
Without red
Liberia.
dye
All
40.
right, in Liberia, they like all the main tire companies,
Mm-hmm.
they have their like factories there because they grow rubber trees.
Interesting.
So, like, imagine like a maple syrup tree, right? You
Right.
know how they hammer that thing in,
Yeah.
and then the container gets it, right?
Right.
They do the same thing with rubber. It's this liquid that comes out, and it's a dark
Really? I
liquid,
did
and they
not know
turn it
that.
into the rubber for tires.
I did not know.
So, like Firestone, Goodyear, everybody's over there.
So everyone works in like these tire factories, or I mean, do they make the tires there, or they just like harvest the?
I don't know. It's big factories and a lot of rubber trees.
So
So I'm not sure if they're making the tires there, but they're at least doing a step of it.
Yeah. I didn't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a rubber tree till I went there. I thought they were messing with me. They're like, "Oh, it's a rubber farm," and I'm like, "What?"
What, you mean you're growing trees or rubber?
So, and I mean, I guess that's where Stretch Armstrong came from.
Potentially.
Because he's a different type of rubber. That dude, like, when I was talking to my kids about that, I was like, that dude could, like, go into different rooms and stuff. And
Just like
morph
into something.
It's wild.
But let me ask you this.
All right.
Kind of switching gears a little bit.
We like to do that.
We have. But talking about like these bacon bits and bako bits, you
Mhm.
know, but I know fitness is a big part of your journey. It's become
Oh,
a
yeah,
big part of
dude.
my journey. Let me ask you, and that you may have seen on like social media, all these different
Mhm.
like fitness fads and like, I don't want to say misconceptions, but like all these like, you know, things going around right now. If they're like, I want to ask you if you think they're beneficial,
Okay.
or you think it's more of just like a fad that's
Mhm.
kind of passing and things like that in terms of like fitness. The first thing is this: fasting.
Like an
Now,
intermittent fasting type?
so a little bit of both. So like your thoughts on intermittent fasting, which I know we've talked about that before, but also like doing like full day fast for like 3 or 4 days, or just like water or black coffee. Like, what do you think is like more beneficial? Should you break it up to like 12 to 6, or should you go like 2 or 3 days without anything to kind of like
Right.
cleanse your system?
No, that's good. Like, I like an intermittent fast.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of that. And usually when I'm doing it, I'm going to do like 16 off, 8 on. You know, so
Mhm.
like I'll have an 8-hour window, usually like 11 to 7 or something, that I can eat. And still like to have a couple hours before I go to bed,
Right.
you know, between that time. And then I feel like that helps me because I end up consuming less, because one of my things is I'm a boredom eater.
Yeah.
So like I'm not a huge stress eater or anything like that. When I get bored, I'll eat.
Yeah.
And one of the things I like to eat a lot is like sunflower seeds.
Mhm.
But seeds and nuts and stuff are pretty high calorie.
Yeah.
So so you got to be careful. Like they're good in moderation. Like I think
Yeah.
they're fabulous for you. But if I have a whole bag of sunflower seeds, I'm just going to keep chomping, you know?
Right.
So I used to be better at it, but I'm trying to get better at like putting them in some Ziploc baggies and giving me like the amount I can have that day.
Yeah. So more intermittent fasting versus like
Yeah.
2 or 3 days.
What worries me about the longer fasting is, like, I think if somebody's trying to lose like incredible amounts of weight, that could potentially help. But the thing with it is, like, there's going to be some muscle loss. There's going to be, you know, some other pieces where it can hinder your metabolism and things like that. So I think most people's bodies can respond really well to intermittent fasting, though.
So with that being said, would you say like your first meal should be like a pretty big meal, and then as you go throughout the day, each meal kind of get a little bit smaller? Or do you feel like they should all be kind of like middle of the road, like equal sizes with protein, veggies, and carbs? Or what would you say is the best way to?
So, and it's going to be different for everybody, but what works for me usually is I like to get a protein shake kind of starting off, or I'll even do things like I'll have some like bone broth or something, and that'll kind of break the fast. But do that and like then a protein shake, and then I try to have like one bigger meal and then something a little smaller later on, and that kind of sustains me pretty well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
my kids always joke because my kids eat a ton of
Your
food.
kids eat the most.
Yeah,
How many kids
and
I've ever met.
and they'll joke with me. They'll be like, "Oh, Dad's got to get his 8 almonds and his 4 pieces of pasta to go with his meat and vegetables." You know,
Your
so-
6 slices of turkey
right,
bacon,
right. Oh yeah,
cup of spinach.
right. But because they don't understand how like I can maintain strength and size
Right.
and everything without like eating the way they do.
Right. They eat a lot.
Yeah, like just an example, like the other day I made hamburgers and they were good, man. And normally I'm not like that about a hamburger,
Yeah.
but these were good. And I put 4 of them in the fridge and I was like, "Hey, Coy, if you want to take one to work tomorrow, go for it, dude." And he took all 4 of them and ate them all. and I mean, they were like half-pound burgers
Yeah.
each one.
And I'm sure he probably took buns and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
with him. It
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
just like the burger.
No. And like his like one of his coworkers was like, "Dude, you made a whole barbecue for yourself."
It's a lot. That's like 3 pounds of meat. usually.
Right.
On that same note, what's your thoughts on the carnivore diet? Because that's a lot of people are talking more about it versus, veggie and fruit and protein kind of based diet. But what are your thoughts on carnivore?
I mean, I hear like from people that I respect in the fitness industry, like I hear a lot of really good things about it.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I've tried to start it a couple times. I haven't been disciplined to maintain it. So I want to actually give it a full shot before I give an opinion on it. But I mean, it really, at least in the short term, it makes sense that it's going to help build muscle and help lose fat. But I don't know what that looks like over the longevity. Like I'd love to, like if I do it, I'm going to do blood work before and everything, blood work after, just to get a real good measure of it.
And can you you're able to eat eggs on the carnivore diet?
Yeah, you can have eggs, you can have dairy, byproducts
cheeses and things like that.
and then meats. So, but the thing is, I find with most people, there's some people like Joe Rogan or somebody that has this like insane discipline that can do it fully. But almost everybody I know that personally that's done it has had some kind of cheat stuff,
So to break it up.
And so I've heard, like, I think Joe Rogan's doing, and I could be wrong on this, but I think he's doing a little more like carnivore plus fruit. And I think he's doing a little bit of fruit with it.
I feel like that seems more realistic. Like for me personally, I feel like I would have to break it up a little bit, but I'd rather have fruit like on the side. Yeah.
Which one of my friends, he, it's kind of an interesting thought, like spiritually, like with Garden of Eden, right?
Yeah.
And it talks about fruit from the ground. So he believes that it kind of or fruit from the trees, I'm sorry. And he believes that it started off with just fruit, not even vegetables. And I'd never had that thought before, but I thought that was an interesting thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Never heard that. What about cold plunging?
Dude, I'm going to tell you, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
but I absolutely love cold plunging.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's more of a mental thing because I know my mind and that I can believe something enough that I feel like it's helping me physically. And I do believe there's a lot of that with fitness. Like I was talking to somebody this week, like let's say you're bench pressing, it's the first time you get 100 pounds or 135 or 200 or 300 or whatever. And like once you hit those numbers, like that number is like crazy hard to get above. Like I remember the first time I was able to bench press like 300, like I did 295 for 3, but I couldn't do 300. And for one.
Right.
And it's just like absolutely a mental thing. So there's a lot of that, and I feel like the like cold plunge, ice baths and everything. I mean, I've used them for recovery in sports, use them for recovery in workouts, and it honestly makes my body feel great, but I feel like the focus that I get from it is increased as well, like to a huge level.
So how long would you stay, like in the tub or like your plunge?
Yeah, it depends the temperature, but I'm usually, 48 degrees and try to go about 10 minutes. So doesn't always last that long.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like 6, but
6.
yeah,
4 days pretty cold.
yeah.
They probably wouldn't go colder than 48.
I mean, I've heard of people doing it. I've never gone colder than that, and it takes a lot for me to do that. Like I have like these huge ice chunks to put in it. It's like 5-pound ice blocks and stuff, and
make it chilly.
Yeah,
What are your
and I have to do it first thing in the morning.
You're still half asleep.
Yeah,
so you don't
yeah.
know what you're doing. What about like the whole, like your face in like a bowl of ice water? You've seen that? It's kind of like a cold plunge, but it's only just for your face.
There's
like,
one influencer that's doing it. But dude, there is actually some scientific evidence of like that being really beneficial for you. And so an example, like with sports, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you're an athlete and you're pitching or something and your shoulder's sore, and getting cold water or ice on the shoulder actually helps it. So I'll even do it with basketball, and I did it like with basketball in like high school and stuff, where you put your hands in like ice water or cold water, and then it cools down your body so much that like you can go at a high level longer. And you'll see a lot of like pro athletes do that and stuff too.
So with the face though, your face, I mean, is that just a way to kind of wake you up, or just kind of like,
I mean, I think it would wake you up.
It would.
I also think that like with inflammation and everything, they say that cold water can help. But I think a lot of the people that are doing it with just the face like that is just for like clickbait, like views, to be honest.
So it's like, could be beneficial.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably not anything that's not beneficial about it, but like, I don't know that
this is going to save your life.
Right.
Put your face in a bowl of water.
Right.
And ice. I got you. Yeah.
Well, cool, man. So what I want to do is we talked a little bit about a show that we both watched as kids. And I want to kind of, we only got a couple minutes left, but I want to ask you a couple questions to see how good your trivia knowledge is on this show. And he already prefaced it by saying it's not going to be good.
It's going to be great.
So any of you that are fans of the classic TV show, and one of the reasons we're doing this one is Mr. Belding is from here in the Chattanooga area, Dennis Haskins. And we're going to talk about Saved by the Bell.
All right.
So it started off as another show before that, and it was called Good Morning Miss Bliss. What state was Good Morning Miss Bliss set in?
I'm still going to say California.
Okay. I don't know that there could be a more off answer than the one you picked. It's Indiana.
Indiana. But Saved by the Bell itself takes place in California, right? Doesn't it take place in California?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was on Indiana.
I think like the college years or something.
Maybe.
Maybe the younger ones.
Okay.
This you should know. Which celebrity radio DJ made a cameo in the first episode of the official Saved by the Bell?
I have no idea. Give me some other options.
Yeah, Dick Clark, Rick Dees, Casey Kasem, or Wolfman Jack?
I want to say Wolfman Jack.
No, Casey Kasem.
I guess I missed the first episode.
Dang it, Austin.
Did you know? Would you have known that?
Yeah, that's the only one I think I would have.
Maybe
had.
we should have flipped roles.
Did you see where it was set? California?
It's California,
Okay.
but the first one was Indiana. So random.
All right. You seem like you were a big fan of Screech as a
It
child.
was hilarious.
What did Screech say his name was when he was dressed as a female janitor to invade the girls' locker room?
I have no idea. Marsha? I don't know.
Madonna?
Okay, hey, I was kind of close.
Olivia Newton-John?
Oh, I thought Madonna was
Whitney Houston? Or Sinead O'Connor?
I want to say Olivia Newton-John.
It's Sinead O'Connor, whoever that is.
I don't know who that is.
At first, I thought it was going to be... That couldn't be like Sinead O'Connor, could it?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know.
All right. It's one of the two.
I'm not sure.
All right.
I'm probably going to skip that one.
Yeah. What do Lisa's parents do for a living?
They were doctors.
We're ending there. Well
We're not doing
done.
anything else. I remember that one.
Dude, good job.
Wow, 1 out of 4.
Well, man, we didn't even get to half the stuff we want to talk
know.
about, but one thing I want to mention. This is coming out on next Monday, right?
Yes.
So what we've got going on is this Wednesday.
Yeah.
We got Brian Bates' show.
Yep.
The Rojo family is going to be there. We would love for you to join us. And that's going to be July 9th at Comedy Catch in Chattanooga. If you can make it to the show, we'd love to see you, hang out with you. And it's going to be a great time. And then also July 11th.
We got the Superman movie coming out, man.
Superman. And we get to see Miss Neva as Ma Kent.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's
So-
going to be fun.
But man, it's good to be back. Just
Good to be back,
hanging out,
guys.
the two of us. I love having the guests, but I love being just us sometimes too.
It hasn't been us in a while like this.
It
It's
hadn't.
been nice.
It hadn't. And we got more guests coming your way in the following weeks. So stay tuned. We're gonna have a good time, and we love you guys.
We'll see you next week.
Introduce myself. I don't believe that we have ever met. I think that we could hit it off so well. Let me paint a picture, you and me together. I'd like to introduce myself.